So without going too much more detail, I'm going to actually make a coffee and then explain what's happening while I'm doing it. So I've got my coffee shot here ready. Just pop that in. Here's one I did earlier. Okay, get that ready. What I've got here is something called a TDS meter. So that tells me the total dissolved solids when I actually put some brewed coffee on there. So it gives me an idea of how much of my coffee is dissolved into the water. So I'm looking for about somewhere between 1.15 and 1.35. That's roughly where I'm looking at. I'm not going to start merging charts, that's on one of the charts. Obviously it will differ slightly on the other. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to brew it quick, so that might be, say, a minute or so. So I've got some hot water. So you can obviously stir, and that speeds the process up as well. You don't have to stir. Some tips that one that I didn't actually know about, someone actually discovered, is you can lift it and knock it down, and then your outer level starts to rise quicker again. Okay, so I'm going to give it a press now because I want to do it quite quickly, so I'm not going to reach like a perfect oomph, if you like. We can then test this coffee. So I'm going to pour a tiny bit onto it, and then I'm going to let the camera zoom in. Yeah, 1.00, which is a bit low, obviously, because we're trying to get in between 1.15 and 1.35. So how do I rebrew? It's quite simple, really. There's another little tip for the lid. If I basically put that back, it gives me more leverage around my lid, which is handy for putting the catch in and also handy for doing this bit here. So basically, take it out the catch. As I sweep it back, it's pulling the piston out, which is allowing the water, sucking the water back into the coffee, so we've started brewing again. Okay. Now, according to how far it's out, will be how far you pull it out. Obviously, if you're tasting, I mean, no one's going to be using a TDS meter. You're going to be tasting it thinking, some people might be, by the looks of things out there, but most of you are going to be drinking it thinking that's a bit weak, and this is how you correct for it. And then you just keep going until, as you get closer to it, just make smaller adjustments. So I think that's about right. So I'm going to give that another press now. Okay, and we'll give that another shot now and see what that's measuring. And there we go, 1.27, so gone up a bit, but not quite enough for some people, but obviously over 1.15, so more or less bang smack in the middle for most people. So that shows you obviously that it's increased in strength, and taste-wise you'll be able to pick up on that. That now will be tasting like a perfect coffee.